Hey everyone, it's Adam Summers. I have been a full-time realtor for about 12 years in southeastern Michigan, and I just had a conversation with a client recently that I wanted to talk about. And it's not the first conversation of its nature that I've had in the 12 years I've been doing this, but it was a nice little reminder of something that I think is kind of important to talk about, especially, I don't know if you're a client or another realtor who's watching this, but especially if you're another realtor, this is something to just really take into consideration, just speaking from experience. And the concept is that the sale doesn't matter. And maybe the best way to start with this, before I talk about what I mean, is to talk about this interaction I had with the client. And full disclosure, I'm at my home studio. This is where I record all of my videos, and my in-laws are coming into town in the next week. So it's cleaning day here. So if you hear a lot of like thumping and bumping and creaking and things like that around the house, that is just the sound of our house getting cleaned. So just a little bit of a warning going into it. If you get distracted, that's what that is. Excuse me. Hold on just a moment. So, I'm on the phone with a client of mine the other day, and we are in the process of negotiating his home inspection. And we found some issues. We're trying to get like a huge price drop and some concessions just because there was a lot. And this client of mine is in sales too. So he's trying to relate to me on like a salesperson to salesperson level. And he's like, look, man, like I know this is going to hurt your commission, but like I just can't justify the price being what it is. And it comes up a couple different times in the conversation. So I had to actually like hit the brakes and just say, hey man, look, I want you to know something. Like, I know this is going to sound cliche, but I don't really consider what I do a sales job, even though it is technically in the title, just because, like, when I think of a salesperson, I think of like a middle-aged guy from the 80s in like an oversized suit trying to like sell you something that you don't want or need so that he can make money. And I think that concept of sales is super, super, super outdated. I think it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If anybody is approaching sales like a salesman, you know what I mean? Like people can smell that from a mile away. And it's just not a good way to run your business too, because your client is going to get buyer's remorse and they're not going to like you and they're probably not going to want to do business with you again. Right. So I told him, I was like, look, man, like my business card says real estate consultant for a reason. I look at what I do from a consultative position, meaning that I am not here to sell you on a house. I am here to tell you from my experience what I see, what the situation is like, and what I would recommend in the situation. But ultimately, it's your decision to make because it's your money and you're the one who's going to be living here or using it as an investment or whatever, right? Excuse me. So I said, me making like a couple $100s in either direction is super irrelevant. And then he kind of filled in the blank for me just because he's in sales. He goes, right, like you'd rather make $10,000 down the line. And obviously, this is my job. This is what I do for a living. I get paid. So that's true. But I think that concept extends to really any kind of business where winning a little bit in the moment at the pain of your client is never a good long-term business decision, right? Like I would rather deliver great service, great value, make sure that you are happy with your purchase, even if that comes to my literal expense. But if you are going to refer your friends and family to me down the road, or maybe you're looking to upsize or downsize or whatever it is further, like I want you to call me again. And so even just from like the most pessimistic viewpoint of like what a person in this industry is, like it's still, even from the most pessimistic standpoint, in their best interest to deliver you the best service and get you the best deal and make sure you're happy because it's still self-serving for them. Now, there's obviously like a moral compass to all of that too. And like you should be trying to do the right thing for other people just because it is the right thing to do. But that's a whole nother story. I guess the moral of this, and this is maybe me talking directly to people who are in the industry, just remember that the individual sale, what you're doing right in this moment, as important as it might feel, isn't as important as delivering really good service for your client in the long run and making sure that they are happy, they like and feel good about what they're doing, and that they like and feel good about you and want to work with you again because you did the right thing and you gave them good advice. So also, if you're my client who I had that conversation with, hey, I apologize, but it was a nice little reminder and something that I wanted to talk about. But I guess really that's it. That's the moral of the story. Just make sure that you don't focus on the sale itself. Make sure you're delivering value for the long run and giving people just, well, great service. I think I've said that a dozen times now. So that's it. Just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I hope everybody is having a great 2025 or whatever year it is that you're watching this. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.